I had so much fun with For Honor that I decided to make a video explaining why everyone should at least try it out. And for the record, this is not like a paid ad or anything like that from Ubisoft. Ubisoft, if you would like to pay me for this, that'd be pretty cool, man. I got no money. I fucking beat my wife every day. My life's a mess. So yeah, I just legitimately love the game and want as big of a community for it as possible. So first, let's try to define the genre of the game. It's not quite a pure fighting game like Street Fighter or Killer Instinct. It's not quite a hack and slash like God of War or Devil May Cry. And as someone who comes from a Dark Souls background, it isn't quite like Dark Souls combat either. In fact, like Dark Souls, I feel like For Honor is somewhat of a genre definer, or at the very least a game that sort of glides between multiple genres. Now because of this, it has a massive potential audience to me. I've always wanted to get into a fighting game, but the big ones like Street Fighter or Smash kind of intimidated me. However, the unbalanced and anti-competitive PvP of the Dark Souls series left me wanting more, and I think For Honor is the perfect bridge between the two. The combat in For Honor has a ton of depth. There are light attacks, heavy attacks, zoning attacks, combo attacks, feints, deflects, dodges, hyper armor, option selects, parrying, guard break counters, environmental hazards, and most importantly, gesture spamming for taunting. Now, all of this applies to every character in the game, but every character in the game also fights in a very different way. There are the heavier classes like the Raider, who has extremely damaging unblockable attacks and loves picking up enemies and throwing them off cliffs. And then there are lighter assassin-type classes like the Peacekeeper, who prefer dodging to blocking and can execute deadly quick jabs and skillfully timed deflects. Learning the nuances of each character makes it very similar to a fighting game, where knowing exactly what your opponent can do is just as vital as knowing what you can do. I haven't even scratched the surface, and all of this is just for single combat with one player, by the way. There are multiple modes, including the 2v2s and 4v4s with massive amounts of computer-controlled minions and a map domination style of gameplay. This is closer to a hack and slash than a fighting game, and I saw someone on Reddit liken it to playing Smash with items on versus items off, and I thought that was a great analogy. The 4v4 modes are a lot sillier and are a ton of fun, but have a bit less of a competitive balance to them. There's also a guard break, rock, paper, scissors minigame in every fight as well. A guard break will leave an opponent who is not actively attacking defenseless. However, if the opponent is in fact attacking, his attack will not be interrupted by the guard break, making the person initiating the guard break the one who loses the trade. Finally, if the opponent is attacking and you are blocking, your opponent's attack is negated. So there's kind of this triangle of guard break beats neutral, neutral beats attack, and attack beats guard break. There are also guard break counters which are initiated by guard breaking at the exact moment you are hit with the same move, but they require precise timing. So I did want to keep this video brief, but seriously, you owe it to yourself to try For Honor. If you've ever liked a fighting game, a Souls game, a hack and slash, it's kind of all of this mixed into one, and I think it has a lot to offer for everybody. I have a pretty good feeling this game will be fairly big in terms of a competitive scene, so that's why I would like to personally start right now and try to get really good at it, because, you know, I've gotten good at Dark Souls PvP, but let's be honest, no one really gives a shit about competitive Dark Souls PvP, so that was kind of wasted time. This, however, I could see actually going somewhere, so I think the time investment is really, really worth it. So I'm definitely going to be playing the hell out of this game, and I hope you guys will too. The bigger the community is, the more resources there are to learn from, and overall it makes everyone a better player. So thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully I will see you on the battlefield on February 14th.